Pro tip, if you get takeout like McDonald's or something, put it in the air fryer for like 2 minutes and it'll taste exactly like you just got it off the stove. Huge fan. Hi everyone, I'm Alexis and welcome to my Sweet Digs. I live in a luxury downtown Brooklyn apartment where I pay $2,050 a month, but the last 2 months of my lease are free, so it comes out to be $1,760. I think it is an incredible deal for where I live. I'm not only super close to things like Target and Trader Joe's, which are just around the corner, as well as Fort Greene Park and Brooklyn Bridge Park. I'm also in a really, really nice building that has a doorman, a gym, amenities, and it's really all that I could ever need in this apartment. I love this entryway. This is something that was very Pinterest inspired that I'm very happy I found pretty much on a budget. I come from a super low income background. I grew up between a trailer park and the projects and the north side of St. Louis. I had no financial support and I haven't had any financial support from my family since I was 17. So I furnished this all myself and I'm very, very proud of myself for being able to do that. This is a gorgeous little curved mirror and I always stand here to check my outfit before I leave. Then I also have a little plant. To be honest, I'm not a plant girl. I don't love when people just like put a bunch of plants in their apartment and then call it decor. It kind of bothers me, but I do think having a little bit of green definitely opens up the space and makes it feel a little bit more homey. And this cute little bust that I think is adorable and reminds you just embrace your body, ladies. I work full-time at a big tech company doing marketing. I got started in that because I was in a program in college called Management Leadership for Tomorrow, which really helps connect Black and brown youth who are interested in business to large companies, learn about the world of business, which I had previously had no clue existed, especially in tech. I had no idea there was business opportunity for someone like me who did not learn their multiplication tables. And I'm also a content creator. This is my pride and joy, which is the washer dryer in unit. I am obsessed. I'm so happy I have one. I've never had this before, and I'm so lucky that I was able to get it in this apartment. I do laundry all the time now. So that's the entryway. Let's go see the rest of the apartment. This is my living space. I would describe my home style as minimal chic. I was really thinking about functionality and then just wanting to have a separate space for everything. Staying minimal, staying neutral, I think is super important in a small space, and I loved doing that and then adding a pop of personality in other ways throughout the space. Pink is clearly my accent color in this space, so of course we have the Rihanna book. I always get fresh flowers every week from Trader Joe's. I think this space just calms me down. I feel really good. I sit here and I journal every single morning. Then over here is my couch. I invested in this one from World Market. I love it. It's so comfortable and it's beautiful. Like, it's never gonna go out of style. I started off super low budget because I just was moving sort of out of the blue. So when I first moved here, I rushed and I bought cheap furniture that I didn't love. As I started to make a little bit more money from content creation and that started becoming a big part of my life, I decided to switch out the space so that I could be exactly what I wanted. So I invested in a nicer couch and in a nicer rug and in some more decor pieces so that I could feel like it really represented who I was. It's so worth it to have a place where you can feel comfortable, because at the end of the day, you're gonna spend a lot of time on the couch, you're gonna spend a lot of time entertaining friends here, and this is where I eat all of my meals. I will say that I have a basket of blankets over here because I spill a lot. Despite someone who loves white everywhere, I spill every single meal that I have ever eaten, and so I always sit on like 3 blankets before I sit down and eat on my couch. My least favorite part of the apartment is the view, which is like a very small thing to complain about, but it looks directly into the next building over. So like, I often think that my neighbors are watching me, even though they definitely probably aren't, at least I hope. Coming over here, we have my bookshelf, which is also a dupe of a super expensive one that I found at Home Depot. I love them for home stuff. There's no need to like waste a ton of money on things when you can find an equally attractive piece of furniture for a lower price. I have a lot of stuff that's really sentimental to me on here. My picture of my 7 little siblings. I just like having this picture of them here to remind me what I'm here to do, which is create a better world for them. I grew up in an extremely chaotic environment. The oldest of 8 kids, and I also went to boarding school for 6 years and had roommates, and then lived in the dorms and then sorority house in college. I have never been able to have complete control over my space until now. So the reason I like to keep it very minimal, very white, very clean is because it's all mine and it's chill and it's a reflection of how I want to feel when I'm at home in my space, which is calm. I have this little box that I got from my very first trip to New York when I was like 16 years old. Obviously had probably like $30 in my bank account. And I bought this little ornament for my mom for Christmas. And it came in this tiny little black box, and I've kept that with me. I have kept every note my boyfriend's ever given me, all of my like tickets from really cool stuff I went to in college, some sentimental items from my great-grandparents. It is something that holds all of my cute little sentimental items, and it's a cute little piece of decor because Barney's no longer exists anymore, so I guess it's vintage. I got this little bistro table mainly so that my boyfriend would have a place to sit while I work if he ever wants to, but the chairs have actually turned out to be super functional. If I have someone over, I can have extra space. This is my bedroom / office area. I'm very happy I was able to fit a queen size bed in this apartment because, of course, in studios, sometimes you have to sacrifice on that, but I'm so happy that I have a big girl bed. This tiger print from CB2, I think, adds a lot of personality, which I love. 2 nightstands, so this one is for my boyfriend, who you can see pictured there. We have a really great system where he pretty much comes over every other day. We spend the weekends together, and when we are together, it's very intentional. So there's no laptops, there's no phones out. Well, we are probably watching TikToks together, but we're not working, so that when we are together, it is for us. And so I think that time is way more valuable. This is my cute little OK sign. I love it because it holds my rings at night, but it also just reminds me that everything will be fine. Transitioning over to my office area, I over here have a pretty basic setup. I don't really like a lot of clutter when I'm working, and throughout the day this gets pretty covered up with like my salad bowl, my water, my coffee, all that stuff, so I like to have it pretty sleek. I do spend close to 16 hours sitting at this desk every single day working on whether it's my own projects or my projects for my job, just, you know, getting everything done, which is nice because I don't know if I'd be able to do it all if I was not working from home. It is a little weird though to have it all be in one space. So I do try not to work from bed, but sometimes it's just so comfortable you can't really resist. My favorite part about this apartment is the amount of storage space I got. I love this closet. It is huge and holds all of my clothes. It also is where my actual pillows reside, the silk pillowcases, which are necessary. Every single night, you've gotta sleep on these, especially if you have curly hair. All right, so let me show you my kitchen. I have a closed kitchen away from everything else in my apartment because I really hate the smell of food, and I was really looking for a closed kitchen because most studios have like a kitchen on the side of the wall, and that is just not my vibe. I used to be a huge fan of cooking before the pandemic. Like I had a whole Instagram dedicated to it, but because I've had to cook for myself for the last year, I think I'm kind of over it. So I got these Caraway home pans to hopefully make me feel more into cooking, and they worked because they are gorgeous and I'm a huge fan. However, I pretty much cook exclusively in the air fryer. I use it for lunch, for dinner, every day pretty much. I make air fryer salmon. The backsplash that came in this kitchen was green. I got these little like $45 Subway tile white backsplash that you just put on. It's contact paper. It really helps open up the space, make it a lot brighter. Do not look too closely at it because it doesn't really all match up perfectly. This is my bathroom. I love my bathroom. I think it's very white and bright and airy. It's sort of like a haven for me. I really needed to make efficient storage in this bathroom. So luckily it did come with some pretty good bones. So I have these little medicine cabinets here that are built into the wall that I can put a bunch of stuff in. But I also went ahead and added these acrylic shelves. I tipped these up to the wall. These have everything that I use on a daily basis. The most important thing in my skincare routine is sunscreen. If you are not wearing sunscreen, I'm so sorry, but you're gonna like age a lot faster and your acne's not gonna clear up, but just make sure you're wearing sunscreen. Over here is my sink. I love a clutter-free countertop. It is beautiful, it's so helpful. This is my bathtub and shower. So when I was looking for an apartment, having a bathtub was really important to me because a good bath and a good shower will cure anything, in my opinion. So I love coming in here at the end of the day and just, you know, turning on the water, turning on a good podcast and relaxing. I love the marble. I feel like that just makes it feel very luxurious. And then I obviously have a big head of hair, so I have a ton of curly hair products. Content means tons of products. Having hair means tons of products. Being a woman, tons of products. I love having a studio. I really enjoy how I've laid it out. I feel really comfortable here and I really like that it just fits all of my needs perfectly. My next dream home, I would want like a 2-bedroom apartment in New York, but I'm in no rush to get to that place. But I do one day hope to have a beautiful little 2-bedroom that I can live in all by myself and decorate exactly how I want.